And we're live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Pro Pill Pod. We got a live show today. That's just me and UpTheMike. We're going to talk about some fitness stuff today. Make sure y'all like the video on the way in, please. Subscribe, follow us on the podcast, Instagram as well. We're now live on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, and YouTube all at the same time. Please go sign up for my new coaching as well. It's linked below, guys, if you're a guy that needs personal help. Also, if you want to show some support, you can sign up for our Patreon. I got some girls getting kicked out in there if you want to check it out. Or you can just click the join button right here under YouTube, please. That's the best way to support. So then you can get some really cool emojis for the live chat. Also, please check out our shirts, guys, and we're streaming on all the audio platforms. Please don't listen to it at work or you're going to get fucking fired. Make sure to add the Instagram right now, though, please, and go add Mike. He's on there. Shout out to just me being the producer today. But yeah, guys, we're just going to have a good little fitness discussion. Oh man, this is actually such a good thing because I've been getting into my fitness lately, and I need to learn so much more personally, honestly. So a lot of this is going to be a lot of honestly, some personal questions to help myself get better too. Now to start, bro, I wanted to know kind of what do you think is a good hobby for people if they want to stay really, really physical fit, but or kind of do a workout, but kind of do a hobby at the same time. Like, what's the best ones you would say?
Well, in terms of hobbies, man, I think the first thing you got to do is really just start walking more, just get up more. Like I think a big problem in society today is that everyone is super sedentary. Like people just, go to the gym, right? Go to work and then go back into their crib and sit down, right? And they're wondering, right, why they're not burning as much calories as they think they are, or if they're not losing fat at the rate that they want to. It's because they're super sedentary. Like most people nowadays average like 3 to 4K steps a day. Like throughout the whole year, which is crazy. You're basically on your ass the whole day.
So how low is that? What have you looked at studies to see how many people walked or how much people walked, 50 years ago, 100 years, 1,000 years ago? What should we be walking every day, you think?
Our ancestors thousands of years ago, right? We're talking about the cavemen here, right?
Yeah.
They averaged anywhere from like 17 to 20,000 steps a day.
Oh my fucking God. That's like 5 to 10 times more than what we're doing right now.
Yeah. And 10K steps is the equivalent to like 3 to 4 miles, depending on how fast you're walking your pace. So you just times that by 2, and that's like 20,000 steps.
Oh
that's
my
the
God.
average that people thousands of years ago used to get.
Okay. So whenever it comes to just walking more, what if somebody lives in a bad neighborhood? Do you think that they should go on the treadmill or what's the best or move to an area that's really nice so you can always go for walks where in your own neighborhood? What do you think is the best way to do your walking? What can you just pace back and forth in your apartment if you want to?
You could be creative about it, man. Like, I'll use me as an example, right? Let's say I'm on a business call, right? I'm literally just pacing around my apartment like a dumbass. I'm just literally walking around, just pacing around, adding those steps in, right? You get like a few thousand, like depending on how long your call is.
Mhm.
Because think about it, if you're on the phone with somebody, right? How fast does that time go by?
Yeah.
Just like with anything,
So
right?
just walk while you're doing it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like listening to an audiobook while you're working out or while you're driving.
Exactly.
You're just walking while you're doing your phone job.
Exactly.
It's genius.
And you could really
Genius.
just customize it to your lifestyle, right? So let's say you're going to the grocery store, instead of parking so damn close to the entrance, how about you park the far away, right?
Mhm.
So then now you got to walk the whole parking lot just to get in. And then now when you're walking out with the groceries, you got to take the car back, take it back to your car. Some people may see that as a waste of time, but I mean, shit, if you're fat as fuck, I mean, come on. You can't walk a few extra steps, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but yeah, you got to do every little extra thing. I was reading an article the other day and it was talking about how sitting or the amount that we sit today in chairs is going to be we're going to have the equivalents of issues in the future from that we have to cigarettes today. Basically, the amount of damage and people dying and the health issues of cigarettes today in 20 or 30 years, we're going to see the same type of damage, but from people sitting too much. It's that's fucking crazy. And there's people's body forms are going to be changing over the next 20 years, they're saying, because of gamers and wearing headsets and sitting in chairs and all these certain things are going to make our bodies deform to a different thing.
Yeah, man.
It's fucking weird.
Just look at all the gamers when you're sitting up and just going like this, right? When you're used, because I used to play video games too, right? You hunch over and you just go like this, right? You're fucking let's say you're losing in a fucking in a Call of Duty match or some shit, and you need to get your KD up. It's now it's time to sit up, right? Yeah. Now you're just like this the whole time, and that's really just gonna fuck up your posture.
Yeah.
It's just really gonna fuck up your posture and all that. So it's just a lot of bad habits, man. That's built up over time. Just like with fitness, right? you're never really like just like you're never going to get as fit as you know. So let's say for example, when you're somebody that's fit, right? It's going to take you years to get there, right? Just like how being fat that took you years to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes the process takes the same amount of time for each one. So you have to really be patient with yourself because you're never people who crash diet and do all of that shit and try to take the easy route or not the easy route but the fast route. They're not really building anything sustainable, and then they're just going to go back to where they were in the first place because at the end of the day, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah,
that's what people got to understand. People try to do it for a season, maybe for a photo shoot, or maybe for
the beach, the summer.
beach. Yeah, especially nowadays, people's like, oh, it's time to cut. It's like,
Yep.
nah, man, you just got to do it
You
for
should
you.
do it all the time.
Yeah, do it. Well, not cut all the time, but stay in good shape all year round. Right? Don't have a season where you're just bulking for like 4 to 5 months, unless you're somebody who's super skinny, right? But for most people, if you have the rudimentary fundamentals in place, it's not going to be that hard to gain mass, especially in the first few years as a novice, right? So, yeah, man, it's really just about building it and building it for your lifestyle and making it sustainable.
Yeah,
really
and like just Jerry was saying, just go hiking. Like whenever it comes to like walking, you're saying walking is good or like going hiking. Like, can somebody actually build muscle from doing so? I know you can definitely build muscle from running because I had some friends in fucking I can't long or what was it called in high school when you did long distance running? What was that called? I can't remember. Fuck, I can't. Yeah,
Marathon?
no. There's a term for it when you do like in school, but it's like the long distance running thing. It's not track. It's something else. But like whenever they would do that, some of them were built like a motherfucker. So I know that long distance running can build your body, but what about just walking all the time? Like, do you think that that's something that can build more than just like your cardiovascular system up and your legs? Like, is that something that can actually make your shoulders, like your back or anything stronger? Or not really.
No, walking is a fat loss tool, right? And it goes back to what I said earlier. Most people are too sedentary, right? So if you really want to speed up your fat loss progress, you really want to make sure you get those 8 to 10K steps in every day, if possible, on top of the calorie deficit you're already in. Now, when you're trying to build muscle, that's all in the gym, right? That's all making sure you hit the key lifts, right? That's going to build the proportion that you want. Really build up the V taper, get a slim waist, depending on how tall you are. If you're a tall dude, the 32 inches. If you're a shorter guy, maybe 30 to 31 to 29 inches, depending on how small you are, right? So it really just depends.
Oh, yeah, cross country, Ramar. Thank you.
Cross country. That's what us Latinos, we know about that, right?
Yeah. That's fucked up, bro. I wish I don't have the Mexican fucking one on my thing.
How do I reach?
That's the closest Mexican as we're gonna get on my soundboard.
You know how many people are just off topic? You know how many people are at the border right now?
Oh yeah, dude, fucking douche nozzles.
Douche nozzles.
Dude, fucking crazy. But no. So what's a good hobby then for upper body stuff? Like I know instantly that comes to my mind is rock climbing, which I used to do rock climbing. And I fucking loved it. It was a great like upper body thing. What do you think is like another hobby that is like really good for upper body? Just a passive thing that you go do that's fun that also helps you build a little bit of upper body muscle.
Right. So when it comes to the upper body, you really just want to make sure that you're hitting progressive overload on the key compound lifts, right? Like overhead press, incline press. And I say incline press
No, I was asking what hobbies though.
Oh, what hobbies? I mean,
can you even think of any hobbies that like help in those things?
It's because this is the beautiful.
He's such a good fitness coach, guys. He's like only good at the gym though. I mean, he'll tell you exactly how to do everything in the gym perfectly.
Yeah, and like the thing with there's no really any hobbies, man. It's like with fitness, it's a beautiful thing because it's like math. It's like there's ways to do certain things, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if you want to build a great and developed upper body, right, you really got to make sure you just get in the gym every single week and make sure you're tracking what you did the week prior, because that's the big mistake people make when they go to the gym. They go in there to get a pump, to get the endorphins running, right? Or to just be around a bunch of hoes, right?
Yeah. Well, it's just like the reason why I'm asking these type of questions is because there's a lot of men today that have no hobbies. They just, maybe it's only they work out. Maybe they don't even work out. They just don't, like, their hobby is playing video games. And it's like some of these guys, they just need to get out and they just need to do something. And sometimes the thing that encourages somebody to do something is a hobby. You might not be the type, but I'm a huge hobby person. Like I've always played paintball. I've always done rock climbing. There's certain things that were my hobbies. I never did hiking. But like, and I think that there's a lot of guys that are like me in that where they're like, well, I don't like, they're having trouble just getting off the couch. They're having trouble just getting out of their chair, so sometimes going and winning at something or doing something, playing basketball, basketball is probably one of the best ones because shit, there ain't nothing that's gonna fucking wear you out, quicker in like 30 minutes. I feel like than basketball
and
sometimes.
and the thing with hobbies, let's say because it's hard for people to get cardio in, right? Because it doesn't really feel good, right?
Yeah,
It, it's
it's
it,
not
it,
fun,
it's
bro.
it's not really fun. But that's the thing, though. Everybody has different hobbies and interests, right? So what you can do is like if you don't like walking, right? You can just if you're into a sport, right? It doesn't have to be at a professional level, but you could just
Yeah, even soccer. There's a lot of
exactly,
soccer
yeah,
things that you can go do. So
100%.
I would say soccer and basketball are like two of the best hobbies probably for cardio, hands down.
Boxing as well.
Oh, boxing too.
Boxing is
Fuck
great.
yeah. See,
Boxing is great.
I'm not even thinking about all those type of things, but damn, like those are all really the best hobbies, really, if you want to get into, because those are all going to push you to want to take your like actual gym shit to the next level as
Yeah,
well.
any type of
Those
martial
ones,
arts. Yeah,
those martial arts, I want to say is probably the best hobby a guy can get into right now, because it's not only going to push you, in the ring, guys, but it's also going to push you when you're out of the ring, because you want to beat whatever person you're going to go up against. You're going to really push yourself in the fucking gym, probably way more than anything else.
yeah, it's super practical too, man. Like you're killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
If you're learning a martial art, you're getting your cardio in, right? And it doesn't really even feel like it because you enjoy it so much because it's a
Yeah.
hobby, right?
Yeah.
But then now, if it ever comes and somebody wants to test you, now you're ready for that moment. So yeah, man, that's what I would say. Find a hobby and align that with your cardio, so that way it doesn't really feel like a chore. So,
Yes. No, I really like the tennis one. That is a really good one too, man.
yeah, tennis is
Tennis
great.
is fucking tiring as fuck. What was the other thing? For what was the other thing? There was another question I was thinking of that was a fitness related thing. Oh, so like, what about people who say somebody's gonna watch this video that lives in some bumfuck place that doesn't even have a gym? Like, what can they do to like, uh, for workouts and stuff? Like, is there a certain like one or two or three workouts that you would say are like really really good, and no matter where the fuck you are, you can do this? Like, even if you're traveling or anything, you can always do these things.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, let's say, well, I know you said if he's a bumfuck, right?
Yeah.
But let's say, for example, he's a guy and he's traveling for business, right? And he's constantly jumping from hotel to
Yeah,
hotel.
yeah, even something like that. Yeah,
Yeah. So what you could do is you can go in the hotel room and there's certain ways where you know how in hotels they have like chairs, right, from like the desk
yeah.
and shit like that. You can put those together and start doing dips
Incline and
that way.
declines or
Yeah,
dips.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can do decline push. You can do incline push-ups from your bed.
Yeah.
And really just for that, there's a lot of things to do in a hotel, right? But then let's say you're somebody who doesn't have the resources like that, right? There's so many like open. There's so many open outdoor gyms that are free, right, to anybody to go in there during the day, right? There's really no excuse to go to not find a place to work out, right? Especially if you live in a place like Miami where there's beaches, like you could literally go there any day of the week, right, and get your workout in, right? A lot of people tend to make
Because there's like free gyms on the beach, or it's like what are they called? I don't know what the fucking
like
called.
it's like called Muscle Beach if you live in LA or if in Miami, they're basically just called Muscle Beaches, really.
That's
You
so
know?
cool though. It's free.
Yeah, and there's like it doesn't even have to be a beach, there's a bunch of outdoor gyms, you know what I'm saying? Like even if you wanted to go to a fucking playground at elementary school, right? Go to their playground and shit, hop the fence or some shit. Like find a way, man. Like you gotta get more creative. It's like, oh fuck, I don't have a gym. And listen, I know it's not optimal, right, as it would if you had a gym membership.
Yep.
But it can still be done.
Yeah.
Right.
I was joking with my girl recently because I've been doing a lot more pull ups than I have been wanting to do the push ups, because y'all always like push me to do the push ups, But like I told her, I was like, I just feel so feminine and submissive getting down on my hands and like pushing myself up. I was like, I feel so manly pulling myself up on the pull up bar. Like there's something about just fully stretching myself out and pulling myself up that just feels so much more manly than going down on my knees.
The nice thing about body weight training too, if that's something you prefer, right, is that it gives you an incentive to stay in that deficit to get leaner. Because every single ounce of body fat that you have extra is going to hold you down.
So true.
So if you're going to do pull-ups, right? If you're holding an extra 2 or 3 pounds, that's going to limit how much you can actually do on that exercise. Same thing with push-ups. If you're trying to build up to 1 arm push-ups, right, and do the progressions, or if you're trying to do side to side, right, any extra ounce of body fat that you have, that's going to hold you back. It's going to limit you. So if you're somebody who's really trying to get shredded, for the summer period, body weight training might be something you want to take advantage of, just because it gives you that extra incentive to stay lean. Right.
Okay. So, what do you think about, like the recent trend of just so many people like doing trend, D-ball, just like all like the really, really hardcore stuff, to just get absolutely fucking ripped? Like, do you think that this is just like a trend and it's kind of going to go away soon? Or is this something that's always been going on, and like there's always going to be people that are doing this type of stuff? Or do you think that like people are going to kind of see that this is not healthy and it's not going to be good for the long run and stuff?
Yeah, I think social media has a big part to play in that, right? Because think about it. Everybody you see on social media, any influencer, right, who just looks fucking shredded out of their mind year round while holding a certain amount of mass, because as a natural you have to give or take.
Yeah.
Right, if you want to be at your leanest, you're going to have to sacrifice some muscle and strength.
Yep.
But if you want to be at your biggest, right, at your strongest, you're going to have to put on some body fat. There's one or the other. You can't have both.
Yeah.
And then, but now what's happening is people who are coming out of high school, people who are really looking up to people on the internet, they're seeing them at their, they have shredded physiques, right, while holding an unnatural amount of mass with that. So they're like, damn, like I want to get to this point. What is he taking, right? And now they're just getting influenced by these people who are taking gear, and they're just going down this path. Because here's the thing, right? If you're somebody who's 18 years old and you're going to take gear, like, bro, like just wait. Train naturally for like 5 to 10 years. You might have really great genetics.
Yeah, you might have the greatest genetics.
You might have some great ass genetics. You might be a Chad or a Tyrone or
naturally.
Yeah, exactly. So but you need to be able to just train naturally for 5 to 10 years, reach your natural potential first, and then if gear or TRT is something that you wait out the options and it's the best thing for you, then do it. Then cool. Your own life better than me. But it's like, at least see what your body's capable of naturally first. That's because you would be doing yourself a disservice.
So I shout out to actually Myron on this. I heard of a thing that he was talking about when he was debating somebody about they did tests to show that, like, if somebody's on a calorie deficit or like doing these certain things, they can eat McDonald's and still get certain gain stuff. How big of a deal is like the quality of the food that you're eating? Like, how big of a difference is it a guy that's going to get great value chicken, like the cheapest chicken at Walmart, versus a guy that's going and getting like the best chicken possible organic at Whole Foods? Is there, like, do you really think there's a huge difference in like doing those things? Can somebody budget really hard but still fucking eat really good and heavy?
100%. Now, we're talking about what's optimal. If you're trying to be optimal in terms of hormonal and stuff like that,
yeah,
then that might not be the best route. But if we're talking about purely from a body composition standpoint, then dude, you can eat McDonald's every fucking day. But if you're getting the right amount of steps in, the right amount of activity in for your body weight, and you're staying in a certain deficit, then you'll still get the body you want. It might not be the most optimal way to get there, but then this is why it's important to not just focus on fitness. Like, I'm a fitness guy, right? But I understand that fitness is just a slice of the pie, right? It might be the most important one in my opinion, but it's just still a slice. You need to level up in other areas of life, and I talk about this all the time on my YouTube channel. UpTheMike, subscribe.
Yep, subscribe, guys.
And it's really just about becoming the best all-around man you can be. I think fitness is the most powerful amplifier as a guy. I think it ripples down through your life once you really get to the physique that you want. It's so much more than just vanity, right? It does so much for your mindset, because if you build the rudimentary foundation of getting in shape, right, that's going to transfer that same mindset into your business, into your relationships. It's just going to make you a more well-rounded individual.
What are like those like key pillars though that like really, really are like the things that you learn the most from working out that you think are going to affect the rest of your life? I like 2 or 3 things that you would say are the key pillars to it.
I would say discipline, for sure.
Yes.
Perseverance. Delayed gratification.
Oh, delayed gratification.
Delayed gratification, man.
1000%.
Because, bro, it's shout out to Brandon Carter. I think I remember him saying that fitness. Calorie, like the amount of calories that you eat is the lowest form of discipline. It really is. Besides shitting yourself.
Yeah, true.
It really is the lowest form of discipline, right? If you can't control the amount of calories that comes into your mouth, like, the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's super important to just really make sure that you have that discipline to not overeat, right? Because that's going to separate you alone. Like, guys, getting in amazing shape, that's going to separate you off rip from everybody else. You have to understand that so few of the population is actually in shape. I think now that the stats change, I think it's like 2 to 3 people now in the US are overweight, men and women.
Isn't it like there's a way higher chance of you being a millionaire than having a 6-pack? Like, isn't it like the percentage of guys with a 6-pack so low that like you have a better chance of being a millionaire? I think somebody showed me a stat like that. I might be wrong, but
I don't think that's true. But bro, it's dangerously.
It's close. Very hard to get to it though.
It's very close. It's very close.
Yeah.
Like, being a millionaire. I mean, getting a 6-pack is almost as hard as being a millionaire.
I think we're talking about like a 6-pack that's just always showing. You're just standing there and it's just fucking popping.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and what a lot of people don't understand as well is fat distribution, right? Because there's some guys out there who have supreme genetics, and let's say they get down to 15% body fat, 13 to 15%. There's guys who have great genetics where if you get to 13, 15%, which is a healthy body fat, but it's not by no means shredded, right? You'll still have a shredded 6-pack. it really just depends. But you might hold extra fat on your arms or on your legs, etc. And because most guys with normal genetics, they'll tend to hold body fat around their midsection a lot more. That's like kind of like the last place to go. Like
Mm-hmm.
you would need to get down to 8% body fat to really start to see some ab veins, right? Really start to see some striations and muscle separations in your abdomen and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, yeah. So it really just depends because people get really frustrated, right, when they see people who aren't that lean but have a six pack, and they're like, "Damn, like the fuck, I'm like at the same body fat as you, but I don't have a six pack."
Yeah.
And the true sign of leanness, guys, is vascularity, right, and muscle
True.
striations.
Yes.
If it, like, think about it, muscle striations. If you don't know what that is, guys, it's when you're lifting, right? Do you actually see the muscle fibers moving in the muscle that you're working, right? It's kind of like little lines that move and shit like that. So that, and vascularity is the true sign of leanness. So if you're able, once you see that, that's how you know you're doing well. So, and listen, man, I get it. I'm one of those guys. I have to get super lean in order for you to really see my abdomen, right, and start getting muscle separation. So I don't have that great genetics, guys. I just put in the work and I'm consistent with it. So
I wanted to also ask you, about like your kind of personal past. Did you get heavily into the gym because were you ever overweight, or like what was your journey kind of like? Why did you kind of get into it, or like what was your weight in the past?
well, yeah. So back in high school, I was overweight, right? So I'm not a tall guy, guys. I'm like 5'6", So at my heaviest, I was about 205
Okay.
back in 2018. So I was really heavy for my size, right? And funny enough, I was trying to get into the military, right? And I think it was the Air Force or something like that. And back then, it's not like now, but back then, it's like if you're not at that certain weight, they're not gonna like just let you in.
Oh wow.
So, and this was about like 4 years ago. So it's kind of like, the rules were a little bit different.
Hmm.
So they're like, hey, bro, you got to lose the weight, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, all right. So now I really took it seriously. And I really just,
And you were in high school at this time?
no, I had just graduated.
Okay.
I had just graduated. So shout out to class of 2018, man. But, nah, but yeah. So, and the thing is that once I got denied, that was kind of like life slapping me in the face of my,
You're fat.
yeah, it was the first real thing in life where it's like I'm getting slapped in the face for my inadequacies, because it's like, fuck, like I'm out of high school now, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like,
I mean, the girls denying you wasn't enough.
well, that too. That too, man. Hey, but it is what it is. I understood where I was at that time, and I was like, fuck it, like I'm just gonna put in the work. And everything I know now, guys, is through trial and error. It took. I'm 22. I'm young, but I've been doing this for like almost 5 years now at this point. So it's like I've fucked up a lot. I could have got to where I am a bit quicker, but it was really just going about through trial and error, just like with anything in life, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm able to help so much people now just avoid the roadblocks and avoid the landmines and really get to where they need to be at a quicker time.
No, so the reason why I want to ask about that is because, guys, so like when we're talking about a lot of this, shout out to you, Grills. Yeah, thank you, bro. And just Jerry, I'm about to read that in just a
shout out to
second, bro.
Grills, man. Shout out
Yeah,
to Grills.
but yeah, just Jerry, I'm about to read that in just a second, man. But no, what the reason why I wanted to kind of ask about that is because it's wait, what was it? Oh, because like for me personally, I've never in my entire life had a ability where like I overate ever. It's just a habit that I started at such a young age. Like I know we've talked a lot about fasting, which we're about to bring up in just a second, Jerry. But like and so like it's like I've always naturally fasted. Like I've always kind of skipped breakfast my whole life, kind of. Or I like a big example is like my girlfriend wants to cook breakfast all the time, like cook breakfast, eggs and pancakes, or just like
Right.
bacon, just all the breakfast foods that you cook. It's like, well, I grew up like my parents would just give me a Pop Tart or like say eat some cereal or something. Like it was never like we might have breakfast like once every week on the weekends, but like for the most part, it was very just much like take care, just eat some cereal, you fucker, or like eat a toast strudel or something,
Yeah.
And it's like none of the hell, and none, that shit's all so fucking unhealthy too. I've been learning since I have a daughter now. I've been learning how unhealthy all those foods are for breakfast. Fucking horrible. But it's like that's how I always started. But I've never had like these overweight issues, So like I want to know for people that are in your situation, that have to lose weight, like what is the number one thing that you think that does it, like, or causes that overeating? I want to know like what kind of got you to the point where you were overweight in the first place, like, do you think that there's an emotional thing that makes people eat to the point where they get to that? Is it a habit thing where it's just like, oh, it's like I've seen food my whole life, so I'm just gonna keep eating it? Is it a breakfast thing? Like your family always ate nice breakfast. Like, I want to know, like, what kind of do you think was your root cause of you first getting overweight in the first place?
Yeah, it's a lot of those things. It's a combination, right? It's like a perfect storm kind of thing, you know. So it goes back earlier. I wasn't moving as much, right? I was really sedentary back then. I used to eat breakfast back then too. I'm not blaming breakfast, right? Like understand, guys, that you can still get an amazing physique while eating breakfast, right? I understand that. It's just that some people go about it a different way, and that's okay, right? There's more than one way to skin a cat, right? But going back to your original question, so it's really just a combination of a lot of things. It's being too sedentary, overeating, being in a calorie surplus on a consistent basis, right?
Hmm.
Because just like how you need to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight over time, you need to be in a calorie surplus over time to gain weight.
Yes.
It's a yin and yang kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was just in a surplus for a long period of time, right?
And like, is that like an addiction? What made you be in a surplus, you think?
And this is, I like how you bring this up because it goes back to the genetic thing, right? Like, guys, genetics plays such a big role and how you get fat or how you come off looking or where you're starting from. Because for me, for example, right, me and Sergio are kind of polar opposites, so it's cool. So there's a hormone in your brain called ghrelin, right? And this is the hormone that stimulates hunger. Okay.
Mm.
And some people are more predisposed genetically to have this hormone.
Oh,
So,
wow.
there's ghrelin and then there's I forget the other one right now. But yeah, let's stick on ghrelin, right? So ghrelin, right? Most people have that it's a genetic thing. So either you have it or you don't. Everybody has it, but to a higher degree or a lower degree,
Yeah.
right? So a big part of because everybody has a body fat set point, right? If they get below a certain body fat percentage, it becomes such a pain to stay there because now once you get to that set point and it's different for everybody, ghrelin really starts to attack you and it's like eat motherfucker,
Eat,
eat motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
that's
And
crazy.
yeah, and for you said you don't really eat a lot.
I've
You don't eat
never
too.
experienced that in my life. I feel like I actually kind of like the feeling of when I'm starving myself
That,
for some fucking reason.
that's
It's
good
fucking
that's
weird.
good genetics on your part. So your body fat set point is probably really low. So I bet you, Sergio, if you start getting in the gym, you'd probably come out with a pretty good physique because being lean
The
won't be
one
hard for
time in
you.
my life when I did have an awesome body, but I just didn't. I was an
Yes,
asshole to everybody.
yes. So yeah, and like for me, right, I was just like once I started to especially get leaner as well, like I had to really like master how to ease myself into that calorie deficit, right? Because if I wanted to get super lean, you know, ghrelin would just start attacking me, right? So
Yeah.
you really have to find a way that's more sustainable for you and really make sure that you're able to do it over time.
Man, that is just so crazy. It's just because I've talked to so many people kind of with those similar things, and it's usually like they say it's depression or like different things made them eat. But whenever you put it on the scientific level and you really look at it like that, it's like it's not any of those fucking things. It's probably just your genetics. It's probably just like what your, like what your ancestors, probably
Yeah.
needed to survive at some point.
Yeah, blame your mom and dad,
Shit, or
It is
maybe
what
your
it is.
great grandparents or some cave people from your fucking past. I've been reading a bunch about like the 13 I think it's like 13 or 14 different like homo genesises that like came that we came from and stuff, and it's so crazy how we went through different species kind of to like get to where we're at now, and we still kind of have certain features from them, and they can find it in our genetics today where there's like certain features from fucking ones that were fucking from a million years ago, like a homo
Homo
erectus. Oh,
Homo
Homo
erectus.
erectus was 1.1 million years ago. It's like they could still find traces of things in our DNA that was from Homo erectus. It's fucking crazy,
Dude,
bro.
that's fucking crazy.
But I feel like sometimes like the reason why I get the my eating stuff, it goes back to like a survival mechanism. It's like my body knows how to like heavily survive under like low food fucking scenarios or something. I don't know. That's just what I think. But yeah, Jerry. What do you think about fasting? Have you ever tried it? There's just so many ways to lose weight or gain muscle. Does it just depend on person's goals?
Yeah,
What do
man.
you think?
Yeah, man. So fasting, I do it personally, right? I've been doing it for about 4 or 5 years now, and there's some multiple ways to go about fasting. You can do the normal 16 to 8, kind of routine, or you could just go about it with a more lenient approach, right? You can fast for like here's what I do personally. I fast for the first 3 to 5 hours of the day, right? Really just drink either water, sparkling water, black coffee, kind of thing, without any sugar, guys. I mean, don't fucking sneak that in there. I'm watching you, motherfuckers. Like, yeah, just black coffee, right, in its purest form. And just real quick side tangent: people say they love coffee, right, but they don't drink it in its purest form.
Hmm.
How the fuck are you gonna drink? How are you gonna say you love coffee, but then you add a bunch of sugars and creamers into that motherfucker?
I'm that guy.
Oh yeah, well you're a fraud, bro. Nah, I'm
I'm
fucking with you.
sorry, bro.
Nah, I'm fucking with you.
That's why I don't drink coffee that often. Yeah,
No,
I'm
yeah,
very rare.
no, yeah. But going back to the original question, with fasting, man, I think humans, it goes back to an ancestral like evolutionary kind of thing. Like we are designed to fast. Do you think we had fucking Fruit Loops ready at our
Yeah.
table ready? Did the cavemen have Fruit Loops ready for them as soon as they woke up?
Yeah.
No, like I could go into a whole thing how breakfast is just kind of like a scam by like all these companies to sell you their fucking cereal boxes and all that shit. But
It's
I
so
could go
free
into
market capitalism. It's
yeah,
just literally, guys, like we sometimes we don't realize how much is being sold on us. Like we really don't. Like you want to know what the Matrix is? All those numbers that are from the Matrix movie, all those numbers are all the dollars that they're making off y'all's asses. Like for real. Like the Matrix is just money. It's just a giant money making scheme where everybody's fucking scamming you. The fucking food pyramid's a fucking lie. Like, come on, like it's crazy. Like we can't trust anybody when it comes to this type of shit.
yeah, and you know what? Just a little nugget for you guys, just because I fuck with Sergio, I'm gonna give y'all this exclusive little kind of thing. When you read a nutrition label, right? You know how there's always a nutrition label, right?
Yeah.
There's things that the FDA allows these companies to lie by like 5-10% on the amount of calories per serving. Now,
Oh,
what you can do, right, is actually manually count the calories on the back of the nutrition label. So let's say there was like, I'm just making up numbers here, but let's say there's 9 total fat, 24 total carbs, and then 25 total protein, right? You add up the numbers manually because they can't lie about the actual, amount of the macronutrients. So they can't lie about how many grams of protein there is. They can't lie about the amount of carbs, but they can lie about the total amount per serving, the estimate that they put on the
oh,
top of the thing. So
oh.
they're allowed to lie about that. So unless you're really tracking that shit meticulously, you're gonna be off by like usually. Because I'm telling you, if you guys don't believe me, go find something in your kitchen and add it manually. Right? There's nine. There's 9 calories per gram of fat. There's 4 calories per gram of carbs and protein. 2 calories per carbs of dietary fiber. Add it all up. I guarantee you, it's going to be 5 or 10% off of what the actual amount per serving is.
Yeah, they don't want you even reading it fucking correctly, so they can make sure to make more money as
Yeah,
possible.
there's more money. Think about it, guys. There's
There's
more.
so much money to lie.
There's more money in making you fat and going to the hospital and
Yeah, y'all
them
gotta.
mistreating you.
Y'all don't understand how the whole system is backed up by this shit. There's money to be made off of like selling people a cure. Like if you could sit there and make people sick all day long, you can make even more money selling them fucking cures, selling like everything that goes along with like y'all understand the bad part about free market capitalism is a double-edged sword. So like it's really good. It's gonna push us to the best points, but at the same time, it's going to cause a lot of issues because we can make a lot of money off a lot of bad shit. There's like a company that say has a bunch of oil that they need to get rid of. It's way cheaper to just dump the fucking oil somewhere than it is to do all the expensive stuff to get rid of it perfectly and stuff. There's a lot of negatives to free market. We just gotta like really call those people out on those things. That's what brings balance to the market, is actually being able to have shows like this or people have these type of conversations and call out what is the truth of these things, or else free market doesn't work. It only works if we are speaking truth all the time and there's not a bunch of finesse going on. There's just a lot of
Yeah,
finessing going on right
yeah,
now.
and just to
Yeah.
because we went off on a science tangent, but just
Yeah.
to keep answering his original question, fasting is great to lose weight because, it's a great tool. Like fasting itself doesn't help you lose extra weight, but it's a tool to allow you to maintain that calorie deficit more consistently over time.
Mm.
Because let's be honest, man, a lot of guys, they aren't huge. They aren't 6'2", 6'3", 6'5" jacked athletes. They don't have that much. They don't expend enough calories to really eat that much in order to lose weight.
Yeah.
So the normal guy, their average maintenance calories is probably like 2,500, something like that, and that's like poverty for a lot of people. So if you're eating breakfast, you're eating, let's say, if you're eating the whole nine, right, pancakes and shit like that, that's 1,000 calories right there.
Shit.
They're eating lunch because most people go by the breakfast, lunch, dinner kind of thing, and the 2 snacks in between. Imagine how many calories you're overeating. It's definitely over 2,500. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So what fasting allows you to do, it really, if you're somebody who likes to work, it's very great for productive reasons. Like when you're fasting, you're naturally in this sympathetic nervous state where you're really just dialed
I
in.
think that's why I like it so much, is because I'm constantly
Yeah,
like, it
you're
makes me
way more
work so
focused. Think
hard.
about it. Even back to the ancestors, right? They were fasting for the first at least 6 hours of the day because guys. It's not easy to go out there and hunt some fucking rabbits. It's not easy,
Yeah.
and sometimes they would miss their target. So
Might starve for a day.
yeah, they're stalking that fucking animal for hours, and then they might miss, right? They might miss their fucking bow and arrow or some shit, and then now they're not eating for a day, So it really just goes back to fasting is just a tool to really make sure your deficit's on point. You can go about this in many ways. You can go, eating one meal a day, right? If you're somebody who's smaller, and you don't have as much calories to work with on a deficit, right? And you just want to do one meal a day, that's one way to do it. And then you could do 2 meals a day, right? If you're somebody who's a little bit bigger, maybe 5'10" above or something like that, and your maintenance is like 2,500. you could eat 2 meals in a day, right? Instead of 3, 4, 5 meals like they have you doing traditionally.
Yeah.
Right. And really, guys, I'm telling you, if you're somebody who's productive, right, and you don't like to waste time, it's going to make you dialed in what you're doing, especially if you add in the black coffee in there, stuff like that. It's really going to blunt your appetite. And before you know it, it's fucking 5, 6 p.m. and now it's time to eat, right?
Yeah.
So it really helps you from a productive standpoint and a weight loss standpoint because it'll really make sure you're dialed in on your deficit. And then when he's talking about muscle as well, fasting, why it's so great for muscle building is because it has a really powerful recomp effect, right? Because there's a period of the day where you're not eating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because people's bodies are always in the state of digestion, and people don't understand that takes a toll on your body, right?
Yeah, it's work.
It's work for your body, so that's why when people eat breakfast, they're sluggish. They're like,
yeah,
it's because your
makes
body
you tired.
Yeah, that's why you're not as efficient when you're working because your body is actually working to digest those calories, right?
Yep.
And if you're never giving your body a break to perform other functions in your body besides fucking digesting food, you'll be amazed at how fucking like how much clarity you'll have. Like I'm telling you how much brain power you have. Like I'm telling you guys, this is how humans were designed to be.
Yes.
I'm telling you, when you really think about it, do you really like it goes back to what I said earlier. They don't have Fruit Loops or fucking eggs or juice, Sunny D or whatever the fuck waiting for you when you wake up. It's all a fucking psyop just to, sell more,
Make
make
money.
money. Yeah, man. Like
It's sad.
it's sad, bro. And yeah, like with fasting as
Think
well.
about how many people are overweight today because of that shit.
Dude, I
And
mean,
like
2 or 3 people are overweight now. You
yeah.
know? It's crazy.
Well, I was just gonna say like what's always been like this. Just I've noticed just naturally from being myself my whole life with my own type of like eating habits. If I don't eat breakfast, I'm not that hungry for the rest of the day. Like it's like if you eat breakfast, I want a decent sized lunch and I want a nice sized dinner.
Right.
But if I skip breakfast, it's like I can have a little baby lunch and I'm happy with it, and then I can have like a medium sized to large. Like I might not finish my like if I it's like two totally different eating habits. Like if I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like when dinner comes, I will finish the whole fucking plate. I will go back for seconds. But it's like when I skip the breakfast and I do just the lunch and the dinner, it's like I can eat a smaller portion for some reason. There's something about the habit, or I don't know what it is, but for me personally, it's like it's either extreme or like where the whole day I'm eating a lot, or it's like I'm barely it's like I'm either having a day where I'm doing probably 4,000 calories or a day where I'm doing only 2.
Yeah.
Like it's really weird.
And naturally people have, a lot of people have night they like to eat at night, right? That's the kind of thing for a lot of people. So what fasting allows you to do, it saves up your calorie count for later at night, and now you're able to have more big fulfilling meals, right? Which takes longer to finish, right? So let's say, for example, like and what this does is that it allows you the freedom of, if you want to fucking let loose a little bit and go out to some restaurant or eat some shit, you have more room, you have more leeway.
Yeah.
Because now let's say you ate breakfast, a few hours before, and that was like 1,000 calories right above. You don't have as much wiggle room now when you're going out to all these places.
Yep.
And most people tend to eat at night anyways. They'll eat. That's why they're so overweight. They'll eat breakfast first, like start up their eat almost more than half their calories early in the day, and then they'll go back to their habits and eat a lot at night. And then they're just, they're eating too much calories over time. They're constantly in the surplus, and over time they'll gain weight.
Right? Whenever you were overweight, what were you eating for breakfast all the time?
Oh shit. Yeah, so before school, right? I obviously high school I had to wake up like around 5, right? Get dressed and shit like that. And shit, I would always just make like two, right? Because I'm a fat ass, right? Two sandwiches, right? With egg, mayonnaise, ham, and shit like that. And bro, I would just eat that every morning before school, bro.
That's so crazy.
Right? Before school, bro. Like, dude, I was so tired. I would literally like fall asleep eating sometimes, bro. And I was just like, damn, like,
you love that food though. It was good as fuck. Yeah, you got excited to wake up just to eat that food, huh?
I did, bro.
It's an addiction.
No,
it could definitely be an addiction, bro. I don't care what anybody says. I'm so weird about food too. Like I'll love a restaurant or like a food place, and I'll go there like fucking almost borderline every day for a month, and then I won't eat there for like 6 months. Like, I'm so weird about food, guys. I'm probably one of the weirdest people in the world when it comes to food. Like really fucked up.
No, man, but yeah, I just did that for a long enough time, and then I got overweight, bro, and like shit, like I'm not gonna be back there ever again. You know what I'm saying? Because I built a lifestyle to where
like I can PTSD when you think about it.
Like my habits is just now set in a way because I've been doing this for like half a decade now. It's like there's no way I could do it. Like subconsciously, I'm just like I'm doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And it's all about adherence. Adherence is like the number one thing when it comes to this whole thing, guys. You got to be able to stick to what you're doing for life, basically. Because if you can't do it for life, right? And everybody has a different thing, whether it's fasting, whether it's breakfast. Some people like breakfast. It's a ritual for them. Like it's habitual, right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna do it no matter what, and that's fine. If you want to do breakfast, you can do that. Just make sure you're going about it correctly.
Yeah.
Don't go the whole nine and eat pancake the whole All Star for fucking Waffle House. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All my real fat asses know what that shit is.
Yeah.
Hey, the All Star Waffle House, man. You already know
Dude,
what that
no, like
is.
that's like my so like that's like probably maybe once every 2 weeks. So me and my girl will go to Waffle House, and I get that. But like lately, I've actually, you know how like after you eat the full All Star Special, like you just fucking hurt, like everything hurts. Like you're just like, oh my god, like oh why did I do that? Like the syrup or something just builds up or something. I don't know. I regret it every time now, so I only eat like half the waffle or maybe a fourth of it or something. Like
I can't do
it's bad.
leftovers, man. Like fuck. Like if I see food in front of me, bro, I'm finishing it. Like
That's bad.
that's
That's
bad,
what's
bro.
wrong.
Don't take that advice. Don't take
That's
that advice.
horrible advice.
No,
Yeah,
that's
don't
horrible
ever
advice.
fucking
Don't
do
take
that.
that. That's just what Fat Mike used to do.
Oh yeah,
Don't-
and then just Jay, I love black iced coffee. I've never tried that, but maybe I should try that because I really do like iced coffee. Very good points. And how they invent like what the government doing with sugar. Do you think that using your brain burns calories? Do you think that using your brain burns calories? I heard something crazy like that. Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
I
it
don't know
definitely
if it
does.
burns a lot, but I know it does.
Yeah, it
Definitely.
doesn't burn as much as you think it does, right? It's just like lifting, right? A lot of people think lifting burns a lot of calories. It really doesn't, bro.
How crazy! Because you're really just
Yeah.
stretching. You're just tearing apart muscles.
Yeah, you're just tearing
You're
apart.
just tearing apart
You're,
muscles.
you're just creating micro tears in your muscle fibers. You're not
That's it.
like think about it. Do you really think you're burning a lot of calories when you're just lifting like this and shit?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you're not.
when you think about
You're not.
because there's not like when you really think about how like power or like strength works or like energy is moves, I guess you realize that has nothing to do with that
Yeah,
at all.
like lifting is to build muscle, guys, not to burn body fat. Okay, if you want to burn body fat, eat at a calorie deficit and don't add in so much cardio until until you've been in that deficit long enough to where you're at a lean enough point to where now you want to add cardio into it. I think you should get 10K 1,000 steps every day because it's not even just for burning body fat. Like walking just improves your mood
Yes,
overall. Like it sets the
it's an
tone.
emotional thing.
Yeah, it sets your tone for the day. You're getting out, getting your vitamin D in as well.
So I know leg workouts are good for testosterone boost. Do you think that
Yeah.
walking is the same because it's your
Over,
legs still?
not even just for legs, but just overall, you're getting your vitamin D in, right? You're getting your vitamin from the sun. You're overall gonna be in a better mood, right? So that's gonna
Be tired so you'll sleep better, which will also boost testosterone.
exactly, yeah. And then going back to what you said about legs, yeah, legs, since it's a naturally bigger muscle group, when you work it right and you're pushing it to its limit, you're going to get a bigger testosterone boost, more so if you're hitting your upper body, right? Because it's a bigger muscle group. So what you can do, right? Little nugget for you guys is, let's say you have a lagging body part, whatever it is, whether it's legs, not legs, whether it's your biceps or your traps, or just think about what your lagging muscle group is. If you want to get a little boost on it, throw a little, let's say it's biceps, for example, right? If you're lagging in biceps, throw a little bicep workout, exercise movement, right after your leg workout, because you're getting a bigger test boost from the leg workout.
Wow, that's so good.
So just do that over time after your leg workouts. Throw in one or two workouts for your lagging body part, and get more volume in, and then take advantage of that extra test.
Have you ever noticed you can hit a different PR when you do it that way?
In what regard, with your legs?
Like you do the leg workout, to get yourself like a little T boost, and then like you go like hit arms and like see if you can hit a PR with your arms.
I mean, sometimes you can. It just depends on how hard you hit your legs, really, because hitting your legs is very neurally demanding, right? And throwing in the lagging body part at the end is more so just about getting more volume to the muscle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're, like I said, you're taking advantage of the test boost.
Okay.
So
no, that's a really good gym. Prime, thank you, dude. Lifting only burns a few hundred calories, not even 500 for sure.
Yeah, man. With legs, you might get 400 or 500 depending on how hard you're hitting it. But let's be honest, man. Like when you're lifting, right? If you're lifting really hard and you're throwing in cardio afterwards, what happens is a lot of people try to run and shit after they work out. But here's the thing, guys. If you're running, right, a bunch, this is why I recommend walking so much, because walking has a neutral effect on hunger. It doesn't spike your hunger.
I didn't know that.
And if you're in a deficit and you're trying to lose weight,
jogging makes you hungry.
Jogging, running long distance, sprinting makes you hungry, right?
Wow.
If you do it all the time. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it.
Well, no, that is true. Like I've definitely noticed that even personally.
So you might burn a few extra 100 calories if you're running more so than walking, but it's an overall net loss because you're just going to overeat the calories anyways.
Dude, that's so
that's
true.
Why it's super important to just walk, because you're still burning a moderate amount of calories each day on top of your calorie deficit from your diet, but you're not raising your appetite as much. So you'll still be able to, it's a net win. because yeah, you're burning less calories than you would if you're doing a hit session where you're doing a bunch of like intense cardio and shit.
Mhm.
But you're just gonna overeat that anyways. And I promise you guys, a lot. This goes for me included. Your willpower always goes so strong when it comes to this shit, guys. I'm telling you, like that's why this builds so much character. Like getting into amazing shape builds so much character because it's really gonna show you where you are mentally, right? Because this shit is not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be fucking doing it, right?
Yeah, no, that's the bottom line right there. Everybody would do it if it was easy. It's fucking not easy. I'm one of those people. I hate it, guys. It's not fun to me. I gotta do something fun whenever I work out. A lot of people don't know the secret about legs building T levels. Maybe Brian, this is why some of the T levels are so fucked up today. Is because people are sitting in chairs and they're not doing leg works out or anything to like actually get their T levels up. Everybody's T levels low as fuck. Uh,
Yeah, and when it comes to T levels too, man, like your body is just adapting to its environment, right? So that's what muscle building is. It's adapting to your environment,
yeah.
right? So if you're not if there's nothing for your body to adapt to, why the fuck will your test be high? There's no reason to.
Yeah.
Your body's like, I mean,
yeah, we're chilling. Let's just cut that shit down.
Yeah,
like fuck it.
We live in such a civilized.
We don't need
society.
to we don't need to compete. We don't need to fight for anything.
Yeah, like there's no reason. There's no like.
It makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense why testosterone's down like 30%. We live in such a civilized society where everything is just a fucking a phone away, right? A click of your phone away. If you want to order Uber Eats, like calories are so much more attainable now. Like it is.
I want to know what the actual T levels thing is, though. Like, I want to really, really look at what our ancestors, because I haven't done a deep dive on those studies, but everybody talks about it so much. Because you just said 30%, but I wonder what it really is. Like, how much are we lower than our, say, fathers in the 50s, or say our ancestors 1,000 years ago, or say our ancestors 6,000 years ago? I would love to like see what the true numbers are on that shit, because what if that's being oversold right now? I'm not saying it is, but like what if what if like people are overselling like the low T levels thing super hard, but in reality like it's only 20 or 30%? Because to me 20-30% is not that bad. If it's like 100%, that's a big deal. Like if T levels used to be like 600 and now they're like 300, that's a big deal. Yeah. That's fucking crazy,
and it's really just comes down to the fundamental lifestyle of your lifestyle, right?
Because, true, yeah. Blue collar workers are gonna get certain things, and white collar workers aren't.
Yeah, like if you have the rudimentary fundamentals in place, you lift, you get enough sleep, right? Whether that's, I would say the sweet spot. I would say the sweet spot with sleep is like 8 to 10 hours, right? That's like the ideally where you want to be. You can get away with 7, right? But anything below 7, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice, if you do it for a long enough period of time.
Don't tell me that.
Sergio, you gotta get that sleep on point, man.
I'm living off like 5 a day right now. It's fucking perfect for me for some reason.
Oh shit, you might be an outlier, but yeah, man. Get your sleep in, right? Make sure your diet's dialed in. Train at the gym, right? Get your enough vitamin D. 1,000 to 2,000 IU's a day, right? And you have these fundamentals in place, and bro, your T levels are gonna go up naturally. You don't need to go on TRT and all this shit. Like I promise you don't. Especially if you're a young guy. Like, goddamn, you have so much test inside of you, you don't even know. You just got to be able to unlock it and have those fundamentals in place.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Actually, guys, I wanted to just say really, really quick. I didn't say at the beginning of the show, but I'm starting to do marketing for anybody. If you need any media marketing, I'm leveraging all the connections that I made through YouTube and stuff over the last 6 months to help other people out, because I got really good prices, get clips done, and all types of marketing done for your channels. If anybody has a YouTube channel, or anybody that's just trying to grow their Instagram, if you have a business, you need e-commerce, any websites done, or anything like that, please contact me. I'm literally fucking up the market and just destroying everybody's prices right now, because nobody got connects like I do. I'm really good at finding them. But also, bro, I'm just sorry. I just had to say that, guys, because I didn't announce at the beginning. But so say somebody who's over, so like say somebody who's watching is overweight. They really want to get into the gym, but they're the type of person where every time they like get into it, they like fuck up and they stop, after a few weeks or a month or anything like that. What's the trick, especially these overweight people, that like their levels or whatever were really destroying them? Like, what do you think is like the best trick to really get them to take it seriously? Like, is it fasting? Is it do these workouts like specifically? Like, what do you think is the thing that's gonna really get them on that fucking grind and keep them on it past the month or two?
Well, I mean,
every person's different, so you can't control them.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to be optimal, right? If we're talking about optimal, if you have the money, invest into a coach, man. And I'm not just trying to plug me, but like any coach, man. I don't care. Just Make sure,
because you need somebody to
yeah,
push your ass,
yeah,
right?
because you like the thing with fitness, man. It took me 4 to 5 years to figure this shit out. Everyone always says, "Oh, I can just learn this shit on the internet," but dude, it's on the internet. But can you piece the information together? That's one thing,
Facts, yeah.
because there's so much misinformation on how to get there because people are trying to get money,
Mm,
right? People are trying to get money. So if you want to get there optimally, now if you don't have the money for it, I get it, bro. But if you want to get there as fast as quickly as possible, avoid all the landmines, just know exactly how to get there, right? Invest in a coach, man. I'm telling you, it's going to help you. It's well worth your money because, guys, you have to understand when you invest into your fitness and you get this shit in order, it's going to give you that momentum in life to really go pursue other endeavors. This
yeah.
is why I always say, fitness is it's the foundation of life as a man, especially if you're younger, right? And you don't have responsibilities, you don't have dependents. Get in amazing shape because what you learn from it, the delayed gratification, the discipline, the perseverance, the mental fortitude, that's going to allow you to start up that business you were always pushing back, right? That's going to allow you to have the confidence to approach that girl that you've always wanted to approach, or if you see some,
Yeah.
or if you see some girl that you think is attractive, you're gonna have that confidence because you know within yourself, if she doesn't fuck with me, that's her loss. Because look at me, bro, I'm
Yeah.
fucking sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it is not. But yeah, no, but like, it does so much for your mindset. It's not just about vanity. Like, looking good is just a part of the.
It's mental health.
It's just a part of the deal, man.
Like, do you
Yeah,
want to have good mental health? Like, do you
yeah.
want to be a happy person? And we were talking about this earlier, guys. If you're a young man today, you don't have any other choices. Like, you really don't. If you're under the age of 25 and you want to still have sex or get girls and like be happy, if you don't want to be like a depressed like actual incel, you kind of have to go to the gym now, guys, because the vanity metrics, like, or the vanity, and like because of like the women that are being so hypergamous today, you have to do it. If you're a guy that's under 25, it's like you have no other choice. You're only going to get sex for being like the hot guy. You're not going to have sex with girls because you're the rich guy yet. Like, you need to accept that this is like y'all's only route to being super social and still having like a really good happy life probably early on, especially today when everybody's living on the internet, guys.
And,
It's really hard.
and listen, man. I'm gonna just be real honest here, man. A lot of the guys who got bread and shit like that, who spend bottles at the club and shit like that, yeah, they might fuck you just to have some kind of status, right, or to say they fuck with you. But did they genuinely have burning desire for you? Because that's the one thing, man. Fitness, what it does for you in terms of dating, it really does something for the girl that you can't really buy, right?
Yeah, guys.
You can't buy genuine burning desire from a girl, and a lot of that, most of it, I would say, comes from how you look,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because girls like a guy who's attractive. Is not really just about how. It's not just that they find you attractive. It's that it shows signs that you can protect, right? It's evolutionary, right? If they see a guy who's ripped, who's got a six pack, who has a great shoulder to waist ratio, that tells them in their hive mind, oh shit, this guy could
This
protect
is
me.
safe.
This is good. He's going to give me good children. He's going to give me healthy children. He's
Yeah.
going to give me children that will be able to have great genetics, that are going to look great, that will have the best chance to continue to have their own offspring.
Mm-hmm.
It's all goes back into their hive brain, guys, and it's more than just vanity metrics. I'm telling you guys, just get in shape, man. Like, get your money up too, get all of that shit. But I'm telling you, getting in amazing shape, not only is it gonna really give you more self confidence, it's going to really open up other doors for you, and it's gonna do something for women that you can't buy.
Yeah, guys,
100%.
shout out to the book, The Compounding Effect. It talks a lot about this, and the compounding effect of starting things like this right now, guys, right fucking now, has drastic effects on the rest of your life. Absolutely drastic. Will change everything for you. Um, well, what was the other? There was something else I was thinking of. Can't remember it. There's I can't remember now. For those guys that you would say they don't have an overweight issue, like they're like me, maybe they're just too skinny and they just play too much video games and they're doing stuff like that. How do you get somebody like that out to like start doing their shit? Because they're not exactly in a position like nobody's calling them a fat ass every day. It's like I think it's even harder to encourage like a fucking skinny person to go do it than a fat person.
No, yeah, 100%. The best thing I would say to that is just like, you have to just. It really depends on where they are mentally.
You should tell them it's easier for you to look hotter than everybody else.
Are they happy to stay where they at, or are they just happy with being complacent, or do they want to improve? Like, it's like they know they're at a decent spot. Maybe they already get hoes, right? Maybe they already got a bunch of money or a good amount of status, right? But it's for them, it's kind of like, okay, do they want to improve? Do they want to be
Do
the
you
most
want more?
Do they want to be optimal? Does it come down to that? Do you want to be optimal? If the answer is no, then Okay, cool. You know,
Yeah.
live life how you want. If you don't, but if you do, then you know what to do, right? It's really just about, you know, filling up each bucket. Shout out to Jay Waller, man. It's really about filling up each bucket. Would you rather be a guy who's a 7, 8 out of 10 in every bucket in life as a guy, or would you rather have one or two tens and then some zeros? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What would you rather be?
Yeah. That's what it comes down to is like
Like
what you personally want.
you want to have as minimal chinks in your armor as possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a
Well,
video game. Life is literally a video game, guys. You can create any character that you want, man. If you want to be the most ripped guy, you can do it. If you want to have the guy with the most money, you can do it. You can be all of the above. Okay. Now, when it comes to certain shit, you know, when it comes to like height and shit like that, obviously you can't do shit about that, right?
yeah. Yeah. You
You
can
can't do
lose
shit
the
about that.
genetic lottery if you press the random roller on your
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
just for the looks of the character, you get to build your own stats though.
But yeah, it just comes down to that, to the original question. It just comes down to that person's work ethic. If they have a certain work ethic and you can see it, there's no point in dealing with them. Like, they're just gonna be where they are. But if they want to be the most optimal man that they can be, then you gotta have fitness, man. You gotta have it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because it's going to do so much for you passively, right? After you get the like, man, it's like with passive income, right? If you have passive income, you get money without even having to work for it, right? Sometimes when you're fit, man, you just get certain shit without having to work for it. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
get more when you walk into a room. People are automatically going to respect you immediately, because from people who are smart, people who are business savvy, they'll see, oh, this guy's in amazing shape. That's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, he's probably not even in shape himself. He's like, okay, maybe this guy's younger, maybe he doesn't have as much money as me, but fuck, like I want to look like that. Like he's, you know, it does something to them, and they're like, okay, I would rather hire this guy that's in shape, right? Who has, let's say there's a guy who's in shape and a guy who's fat, right? They both have the same qualifications.
Yep.
Who do you think they're gonna hire?
The in shape guy,
They're gonna
thousand
hire
percent.
because they know
He's
that
disciplined.
he's disciplined. He can really make sure he's disciplined. He knows how to delay gratification, and I would rather have this guy, you know, working for my company.
Yeah.
Or if you just want to network with certain people, man. Some people don't want to deal with fat motherfuckers. You know
Yep.
what? It is what it is, because it's like they understand that, okay, if this guy's fat as
He's a
fuck,
lazy bastard.
yeah, like I don't want to deal with this guy. Like what the hell? You
Yeah,
know?
it's crazy how the planet actually or U.S. has so many overweight people, but at the same time we don't like overweight. Like, how do they move up? They must be working all the shitty jobs or something, because like, how do you fucking move up whenever you're like that?
Right.
Don Juan, thank you for the 5, dude. I appreciate you. Serge, saw you on a panel with Pearl and the controversial individuals. Laugh, laugh aloud. How did you feel about it? And will you debate one of those people, Nick? You know, I want to really bad. He didn't respond to me. I really want to debate him. Y'all know how passionate I am about race mixing, and I have a solid like list of steel mans just for his ass against on those things. So hopefully, anybody watch this video, please go fucking hit him up and tell him like, hey, go debate Sergio, because I would love to. Also, Rolo just said on his stream. On his Rule Zero, shout out to Glenn. Glenn called him out and said, because he was bragging about how he'll debate anybody, and he was like, so you're going to debate Sergio in Vegas? And he was like, yeah, I'll do it. And it's like, I guess I'm going to Vegas, guys, in like a month or two. As soon as Glenn moves there, I'm going to go and try to go debate Rolo there. Hopefully that works out, because I've been wanting to do that for a very fucking long time. I'm very excited about that one. Jay Waller got roasted by PUAs on a panel for saying game is fake. Damn. By PUAs. Why? I didn't see that. I really want to see that. Don, can you please send me that video on Instagram? Please, please, please send me that video on Instagram.
I mean, yeah, just game is kind of fake.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah, no, and
like,
that's why I want to
yeah.
see it, because I want to see what the PUAs were saying, because I agree with Jay Waller. Like, game, well, it's not that game is fake. Like, game is trying to finesse, whereas like guys should be building a frame. You should build a perfect frame, and the women will come to you. Game to me is chasing girls or trying to game them, trying to win something, trying to chase them into getting into their pussy. Whereas like yeah, not all game is fake, because game can also just be social skills. Sometimes game is just being social.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like I definitely think that you need some game, because you need to just be. You can't be a fucking dork.
Yeah, it
You
depends
can't
what
have
he
no
means
social
by
skills.
it depends what he means by
Yeah,
game. Does he mean pickup lines, or does he mean like just being socially
yeah.
calibrated? There's
Game has
yeah,
a really broad definition.
yeah,
Like if we look at like MLG, he talks about like inner game healing. Like there's so much that like game kind of has a very fucking broad term. That's why I love going back to frame all the time, because it's so simple to me. It's like, does she walk into your frame? Did you have enough confidence to build it? Like, are they coming into your life? Like that's why I love talking about frame more than game, because it's just so hard to even debate what game is sometimes. The type of game that I hate is like how's his name? Mr. Lucario? Is that how his name goes? I don't like him and like certain people in the manosphere that just teach how to just sleep with women. I think that's gaming to me. That's like the most intense version of game, in my opinion.
Because it's kind of just like putting on a cloak,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes. You're just
It's like
trying to lie, or like you're trying to sell the dream or something, you know?
you're trying to lie to get to get some box out of the girl, but then you can't really retain her long term because there's no frame there.
And like to me, this
Yeah.
is what like Tyrones and Chads do like crazy. Like they're very good at fucking getting the bitches without like any like you know, not proving they're a provider or anything like that. Like they don't use any frame techniques. You know, like they have confidence, like in everything, but the woman's never like walk. I guess the woman's always walking their frame, but they're never gonna be in a relationship with them because they're not a relationship man because they're probably broke or a drug dealer or some stupid shit.
Yeah, and fitness, man, like it allows you to, like play the game that Chad and Tyrone are playing, right?
Mhm.
But with fitness allows you to get the girl under the right pretense.
True.
So,
Yeah, under the truth.
Under the right pretense, and then once, because fitness is not just going to keep the girl. She might be very attracted to you, but over time she's going to be like, damn, can this guy really provide for me? So now she's going to start to look at other shit, like, okay, is he a good provider? Is he, does he have a certain amount of money? Can he provide me for me and my family and shit like that? So
Is he a safe bet?
this is why you need everything.
Yep.
Right. I'm not all about just being fit and getting a bunch of girls. It's like, can you retain the girls long term? Because if you can, then none of it matters.
Yeah, it doesn't mean shit if you can't fucking retain. If you can fuck a hot girl, that's a skill. But to actually lock her down, if she's hot and she's a wifey, like she fucking cooks, clean, does all the extra shit, that takes a certain caliber of guy. Also, it's one thing to say, it's one thing to brag about fucking, but it's a whole nother thing when you can actually lock down a bad bitch. You
just need the fitness first.
Just to get I'm not gonna say a bad bitch, guys. My bad. That sounds really stupid.
You just need the fitness first because that allows you to get her under the right pretense.
Yeah.
Because if you're fat as fuck and you got money, okay, what are you gonna do? Trick?
Yep.
Because now you're getting her as a customer. So
it always ends up becoming a trick. But yeah, just Jerry, debate them about what. So Rolo, I'm gonna debate on like a lot of. I have like really hard stillmans based around like the praxeology thing. I'm very against just like a lot of his talking points because he always goes back to the praxeology thing. And so I'm going to build even more steelmans that are based off that. And then I also want to debate Michael Sartain on there because I disagree with certain things of how to implement his pre-selection and like what he teaches in his course and stuff like that. So I'm going to more specifically talk to him about that if I can have that debate with Michael. And then with Rolo, it's going to be mostly on the praxeology stuff. Then let me see. Don Juan said, my Lucario, my girl needs to be with other men because I'm with other women. What? This is all cuck shit. See, this is why I fucking hate game or the guys, the guys who think that they get a lot of girls. Like even man, I don't even want to say it. I love AMS, guys. I love AMS, but there's some for me personally. I don't like the idea of sleeping with a girl and then just knowing they're gonna go fuck other people, and then when they come back to me, it's like, oh, you're gonna suck a whole lot of dick. I still don't want to fuck this hoe. Like she went to somebody else. Like if I was really an alpha, you would never fucking gone to anybody else after me ever. You would have been, but I understand it's because he doesn't give a fuck about these bitches though. He really don't give a fuck. Like so, like I totally respect like AMS's side on it, but like it's the comfortability with a girl going and sleeping with another man and then coming back to you. To me, that I'm just not cool with that. Like that's just me personally. Like I'm never gonna fuck a girl after she went and fucked another guy after me. It's like that's not my pussy anymore. Like it was my pussy. It ain't mine no more. So, that's just me personally.
Real quick, Sergio. So what's your opinion, right? Because obviously, I want to get your opinion on this. So if you're a guy, and let's say you're in your 20s, right? Do you advise guys to really just go out there and get as much experience as possible, or like, because I'm not sure how old Lucario is. Don't quote me on this, but he's probably in his 30s, right? Mm-hmm. Would you advise a guy to keep fucking around at that age?
Hell no. I think once you're in your 30s, I think that you should be starting to figure out what you want and stop playing games. Like I think that like it just depends on the guy though. Now like this is just me personally because I want family and I want different things. But if you're a guy that literally like you just want to fuck around your whole life and you just want to fuck hoes, go for it, bro. I'm not gonna stop you at all. Like have fun. But it's just like for me personally, no, I'm gonna start building my life in my 30s so then I can like have a family and have all the fun stuff in 40s and 50s. And I'm gonna be. A lot of people want to travel in their 20s. That's not me, bro. Like I watched my dad not go and travel the world until 40s, 50s, and I don't mind doing the same fucking thing. You know, like that's I'm sticking to the same type of like kind of strategy.
It's so if you're a guy that's in his 20s, you would tell them to be more conservative with their body count.
Yeah, very conservative. Yeah, because I think most of these bitches are a waste of time. And like you can find the really good ones, guys, but you have to go to the right places. But like when you find the really good ones, like don't get me wrong, you want to like I was saying the other day, you need to have 2 to 3 times the girl's body count for it to be a good like relationship. And obviously you're gonna spin plates and stuff. But my big thing is just that like say like I'm spinning plates and I have 3 or 4 girls on a rotation. I'm going because I've done this a couple times. And like, say I don't talk to them for a few months. If you watch Myron or you watch AMS, they'll say, "Oh, well, when she comes back, you're gonna suck a whole lot of dick." Like, and that's like their thing, and like that's fine. Like that can be your thing. But me personally, when that girl comes back, I'm always like, "Nah, fuck you." Like honestly, like you must not really be down for me like that. So I just don't. I'm just not gonna fuck with you no more. But
I
that's just me personally.
I agree with you when it comes to guys who are 30 plus, right? They need to like get out of that phase. But like, I guess for a guy who's in their early mid 20s, right? I think it's
They
good.
need to keep getting experience
Yeah,
because they're not even having enough sex in the first place, kind of.
yeah, they need to get experience because if they get with a girl who's like, let's say they get into a long term relationship at like 23 or 24, this guy hasn't built up the resources yet in order to sustain that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then now what tends to happen is that they base their life off of the chick.
It's
right?
It's also an abundance thing. I
Yeah.
was sometimes at a high enough abundance where it's like, I don't need you, bitch.
Well, if you're
like,
balling
yeah,
at 23,
yeah.
then okay, it's different.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
that.
It all comes down to also abundance too, because because like a guy who's not getting as much sex, then yeah, you're way more likely to let that bitch come back and keep fucking you because it's like, this is not.
I guess I
want
would
some
just
more.
say generally for most guys who are really young and
Yeah.
are still building, they're still building that foundation, whether it's their fitness or they're getting the money on point or they're learning female nature still. I just don't think it's the right idea to just get into an LTR right away.
Oh yeah, I definitely don't think young men should get into LTRs right now unless y'all find the good girl. Like,
Right.
and some of y'all might find the good girl. It's all about if you're that guy.
Yeah.
Like some of y'all are those guys, and y'all are gonna find that girl. Like I'm gonna bring like Jay Waller was talking about this too. Like a lot of people have been talking about it, but MLD's been talking about this a lot. You reap what you fucking sow, guys. If you attract nothing but shitty women, you're a shitty dude. Period. Period. Like that's just a fact. Just like how we make fun of these bitches on my panel all the time for attracting fucking shitty men. And I'm like, because you're a shitty girl. It's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing. If you're not attracting quality women, I promise you it's because you're not a quality guy and you're not in the right fucking place. I'm going to plug myself now. If you need help with that, get my coaching because I'll make y'all a quality guy and show you where to get the quality girls. But yeah, I definitely think that Lucario, like, that's just cuck shit to me, bro. That's just me personally. To me, it's a cuck move, but yeah, that's not everybody, obviously. Did he name himself after the Pokemon? Well, I don't know what you're talking about there.
I think he's talking about Lucario.
Yeah, dude. No, yeah, that's so funny. I always thought that he was just a Super Smash. I'm so out of Pokemon era that I didn't even know that was a Pokemon. I just thought he was a Smash Brothers thing. Fitness opens the door. It definitely does. 100%. It's not 100%. A praxeology. You're so fucking right, bro. Hombre, thank you for the 5, man. PUA game is fake. Provider game cannot be faked. Facts. PUA have to manipulate just enough until you get caught. That's why I understood from Jay Waller. Exactly, bro. That's exactly what it is. It's manipulation.
Are you trying to retain like because guys, it's just like how women, right? They can, if you're a guy and if you're in your experience, you can look at a girl and be like, okay, she's for the streets. Like I'm never gonna take her seriously. Then you can do PUA if you want, right? But now if you're looking at this girl and you're like, okay, fuck, like I really want to take her seriously. Now PUA game goes out the window, right? Can you actually be a provider? Right.
Yeah.
And she's gonna sniff that out right away if you're not, bro.
Yeah.
So
I honestly, guys, I want the PUA guys to stay PUA guys. Stay. And I want the hoes to stay hoes. And I want the PUA guys and the hoes, y'all can just keep fucking with each other. That's fine. Y'all can just fuck each other for the rest of y'all's lives. I don't fucking care at all, bro. But the guys with real frame, the real providers and stuff, let's all go over here. All the women that are actually fucking not hoes, let's like all be over here and like just separate them. Y'all can stay over there, bro.
Yeah, once you get the proper experience, now, like at some point, your mind has to shift, right? As a guy, you can't just go around fucking bitches like up until you're 40. You can now if you want to do it. I'm not telling you what to do. Do what you want to do. If you want to be Hugh Hefner, go ahead, bro. Like I ain't stopping you. I'm just saying, like, what's gonna make you more fulfilled in life,
bro? I'm telling y'all right fucking now, and I'm telling y'all as a fact. Maybe it's because I have BPD and like I'm a little bit more of an emotional guy, but it did not fucking help me getting a high body count. I'm telling y'all straight the fuck up. I have really fucked up like insecurities and stuff. I think a lot of women are fucking massive cheaters because I've had women cheat on me in the dirtiest fucking ways possible, or like cheat on their boyfriends with me and stuff. I've experienced some things that have scarred my fucking brain, okay? Literally. I'm not thankful for them. They do come up further in my future. Maybe that's just me because like I said, I have BPD, but I don't think that y'all need to go get like 50 bodies like fucking Myron says. It didn't do nothing for me. I don't think that it's gonna fucking do that much for that many of y'all. I really don't think it's that big of a deal.
I just kind of think it's like a certain thing you have to go through, right? Once you get everything on point, right, like your fitness and your money, and let's say you do that by a reasonably young age, like you're still in your mid 20s, maybe early 30s. But at that point, if you have everything, if you did everything you're supposed to do, and now you have that all in tandem, it's going to be passive. But see, now that's why it's so important to understand female nature. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're successful, guys, it's not going to save you from women. Women will run rings around you. I
Hell yeah.
promise you, bro. They are much more socially calibrated than us, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's how they survive. They can't beat us up. They don't got hands.
Yeah.
they don't got hands. So
yeah, like the only tool y'all have is the red pill aware. Like Myron always talks about how like you got to have like these bitches got bazookas, and we're just trying to arm the guys with stuff too. And that's it. If y'all just become red pill aware though, it's easy, bro. Relationships are not hard if you're red pill aware, and you got your abundance, and you have everything set up, pre-selection or whatever, helping you.
And look, man, if you want to run up your body count and spin plates, cool. You know what I'm saying? You can do that if you understand female nature. Okay.
So like, so like, my big argument against like the spinning plates early on thing is like, so I would argue that I've had access to higher quality women because I've always been perceived as the relationship guy. So like, whenever I'm around and like with my girlfriends, because I have a lot of friends that are girls and stuff like that, they're always like, oh, he's look at his last girlfriend, look how pretty she was. And it's like, it's always made it an in for me to get more bitches and more, plates and stuff. So that's why, like, I definitely don't think long-term relationships are the answer, because it can be so damaging to some guys young. But it's just like, sometimes though, if it's the right girl, like, I think sometimes we have really hard time discerning, just like how the women have a hard time discerning through the men. I think sometimes the guys don't understand, well, maybe she's a little bit of a bitch right here, but it's because she really cares about you, you know?
And it's about, it's about, and don't be disingenuous, guys. If you're spinning plates, cool. Like, you'll be able to see if this girl's the right girl for you or not.
Yeah, burning genuine desire.
But then if the right girl comes into your life, and she's genuinely and objectively doing the right shit for you, and she's helping you out, see that. You know what I'm saying? And be
she
like,
walks into your frame.
Yeah. And if she does that for you, then look at it and don't be a dickhead. Be like, okay, I'm gonna give you a chance.
Yeah. And if, guys, and there's nothing wrong if it lasts 6 months, if it lasts a year, if it lasts 2 years. A lot of big problem today is guys think, oh my God, it's the end of the world if a fucking relationship ends. It's not. It's not. You're probably more attractive afterwards, and you're probably going to be able to get girls even easier afterwards. Right, you're going to have better dick game. You're going to have everything better. Like, y'all, the guys have this weird mentality of, if the relationship's over, you lost, and that's not how it works. The woman lost, bro. It's her job to fight for it.
If you're that guy and you get to an LTR with the girl, right, for let's say 6 months, and you meet all of her close friends who are also bad, the day you break up with her, bro, oh shit! If you were the guy, if you were providing, you had good dick and all that shit, her friends are coming after you, bro.
Yeah,
life's gonna get easier for you.
Yeah,
you got more experience, and now she's gonna come for you, and now her girlfriends are gonna come for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, she loses at the end if she breaks up with you or something like that, bro.
And usually, like, I've had a few of these relationship guys, and it's not that hard when they end, because the girl's walking out of your frame. It's really easy when it works that way. If you have the abundance, if you have like a lot of women that are your friends, you have people to go hang out with and stuff, it's not hard to do these type of things.
Now, look, if she was a cool girl, bro, and you lost her, all right, cool, bro. You'll be sad for a day or two. I get it. Like, I get it, bro. I get it. But it's like, it's a net benefit for you. Bro.
Yeah,
it's
guys,
fine.
Y'all know how the roller coaster works. It'd be down, and the next day you'll be all the way back up.
She's the one, bro. Because here's the thing: you're only getting older. You're only aging like 5'1", right? You just got more experience out of that.
Yep.
You became more attractive out of that. Mm-hmm. You got to meet other people in her social circle, and now they got the news that you're single and you're that guy. Oh, dude, it's on the up for you. But for her, she invested that 6 months into you. That's an L for her, bro.
Yeah, she lost her time investment.
Yeah, these women be hot, bro. When they internally, when they know what fuck, I just invested 6 months into this guy and I didn't get nothing out of it. Oh fuck, I'm pissed.
Yeah, and if she's the type of girl where like she's ready to fucking go, then she's for the streets already. Like she's already been for the fucking streets. Like that's how it's always been. But just Jerry, tell Sartain to speak at normal speed. Yeah, dude, I hope so. I can't keep up. Praxeology has to do with conscious, purposeful action. How is hypergamy conscious? Solipsism is the wrong use of the words, and also not praxeological. Yes, very true, dude. Yes, it's so crazy. Like what I've been memeing him for hard on Twitter and shit is like, I am a robot. I am Rolo Tomasi. If I am red pill, I speak like a robot. I do not know anything that is not fact. I only speak like this. And it's just like, bitch, you're a fucking human. We're all humans. Like, we don't fucking talk like that. Like, we make mistakes. We're valuable. When we speak as humans. Like, it's really ridiculous.
And I think people who do that they just want to seem so intelligent. Like, and they are, right? Yeah. I'm not saying that he's not intelligent.
You can read the facts and be intelligent.
But it's like, dude, like, show some flavor, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, man. Don't be some unseasoned chicken, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like, where's your Riz, bro?
Like,
Jesus Christ, PUA can get the job done though. Ask Spear, the guy from Love Systems, Rob Judge. Yeah, it can definitely get the job done. Ella Lucario, yeah. Don Juan with the $2. Thank you, bro. 100, yeah, curly hair dude. Sorry, don't know your name. It's UpTheMike, man. I'm gonna tag him on the YouTube thing. Please go grow his channel, guys. I'm gonna tag him as soon as the video is over. But please go grow his YouTube. We gotta get it up as big as possible. And go add him on Instagram as well. I really appreciate everybody coming for this little show today, just for our little Saturday self improvement show. I'll definitely got some really good stuff coming for y'all this next week, man. Monday's gonna be fun. I might do something tomorrow with somebody else, so I'll tag it on Instagram if I go on there. Yeah, dude, literally, that's the greatest way to put it. Just Jerry, Robo Tomasi, you just created the meme, bro. It's Robo Tomasi. You just created it, man.
Douche nozzles.
You're a huge douche nozzle, bro.
Dude, that's fucking hilarious, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I had to put him on, man.
Douche nozzles.
Dude, nah. Robo Tomasi got to be the greatest meme. I think I'm about to go change my name on Twitter to Robo Tomasi or something. That's a great one. Dude, I appreciate y'all so much, especially y'all that like make this, that come every time, man. Y'all make this shit so much fun for me. I appreciate y'all. Mike, thank you so much for coming, bro.
Yeah,
guys,
of
he's
course.
our mentorship program is going to be dropping over the next few months, and he's going to be our official fitness mentor. So please be ready for that. Go sign up for him now if you need any help right now with your fitness. If you need any help with dating, guys, please hit me up. I got a fucking thing that I do that's better than everybody else's. I'm actually going to show y'all where the good girls are, unlike these fucking retards that tell you get on Instagram and fucking dating apps.
But come on, Sergio. If I just get some IG photos of some bitches,
No, you're not, bro. You're not, guys. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. You have to be in the real world, guys. I'm sorry. That's where the bitches really are, in the real world. But yo, Square Table Degenerates, I don't know who you are, but yo, what's up, bro? Thank you for coming in. You came right at the end, though. I'm sorry. But yeah, thank y'all all so much for coming, guys. We will catch y'all either tomorrow, I might be on another person's show, or Monday. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything else. I see some start up here. Did I fucking miss something? Saw you on a panel. Oh no, it's just that. All right, but yeah, thank y'all, guys. We will see y'all in a day or two. Then peace the fuck out. Later.